Yo guys, today we're going to be doing a different styled video where instead of playing Roblox, I'm going to be playing Genshin. Okay, today in this video we are going to be doing the new 5 stars story quest. So, let's get to it. We just got to go down there.
Him to spray it with water to retain moisture before applying the film. You can't treat a glaze lily like a cactus. If Sanjay does this again, the loss will have to come out of his food expenses.
I'll go talk to him. At this rate, he won't even be able to afford eating cacti for much longer.
Hey, Tainari!
Oh, it's you two. It's been a while. What brings you to Port Ormos?
We didn't have anything to do, and this place looked pretty lively, so we decided to stop by. But, what's with all the flowers around here?
Yeah, what is with all the flowers?
Well, Port Ormos is currently organizing a flower exhibition featuring flowers and plants from all over Teyvat. So I came to help out.
Okay, I see.
The exhibition includes flowers from every corner of the world, each with their own unique properties and needs. With that in mind, the curator commissioned a flower pot from Kasharawar, capable of retaining heat and moisture.
Dang, that sounds pretty smart.
Even so, an expert is still required to develop tailored transportation and care plans for each type of flower.
Oh, and that expert is you, right?
Not this time, no. I'm just here to help out. The expert in charge is someone else.
Mr. Tainari! Sanjay! He confused the poisonous bulbs with garlic shoots, and he ate them!
What the heck?
Never mind. Forget about what I said about the food expenses. Apologies, Traveler, Paimon. Looks like I've got something to take care of. I'll be back in just a moment.
Dang. He
Tainari's
sounds
busy no matter
different.
where he is, huh?
Yeah, Tainari definitely sounds different.
Yeah, seems like it. Hey, don't look at Paimon like that! Paimon is super careful about what she eats. Well, looks like Tainari might be busy for a while. Let's take a look around the port in the meantime.
Let's go. Floral det blood dew. Do flowers even take blood? Probably not. Let's just walk around.
Wow, look at these flowers! They smell so...
Oh dang, Paimon's allergic.
Huh?
Dang, you're really allergic. Something wrong?
Paimon's, fine. She's just got a little...
Dang, you're super allergic.
Rainbow roses, glaze lilies, and Cecilia's?
Who
No
is
wonder.
this? It's probably a meal.
It's getting worse. Why? Oh.
Yeah, we should go find Tanari.
But, I was fine just a moment ago. She didn't even eat anything weird.
Oh, yeah, I don't think allergies... Do people know about allergies in Teyvat?
A moment of your time, you two? If it's not too much trouble, perhaps you could try this incense.
Dang. That's...
Incense? Oh, the scent is so nice! Wait!
Oh, you can talk
that
normally
was
now.
fast. Paimon doesn't have to sneeze anymore.
Must have been
Think
the
nothing of
incense.
it. From your attire, I imagine you two aren't from Sumeru either.
Who...
Seeing as we're both travelers
Yeah.
from abroad, it's only right that we help each other out should the occasion arise.
Yeah, that's so very fishy. I don't trust you.
Oh, so you're here for the flower exhibition too?
I suppose that's accurate. Ah, allow me to introduce myself. I'm Emily, a perfumer from Fontaine.
Yo, Emily sounds like such an OC name though. Like, low-key. But no hate, no hate, no hate.
Paimon is Paimon. Thank you so much for your help just now. Oh, and this is...
Yeah.
The
I'm
Traveler,
Pancake.
right?
Oh,
I've
dang.
heard a lot about you from the Steambird. It's nice to finally put a face to the name.
Do they not have pictures? Yeah, they have pictures of Fontaine. I've heard nothing about you. I have no idea who you are.
What happened back there? Why did Paimon start sneezing all of a sudden?
Have you ever heard of hay fever?
I have never heard of that in my life.
To put it simply, when inhaled, certain pollens can trigger abnormal physical reactions.
Oh, that makes sense.
But Paimon has seen these kinds of flowers before.
Well, we're all different. The factors that can trigger a reaction to certain stimuli vary by person. In isolation, the effects of certain pollens may seem minimal, but inhaling various types at once can trigger a more overt reaction.
That makes sense.
But there's no need to worry. Pollen allergies can be effectively mitigated with the use of medication.
Oh, that makes sense.
Oh, well, that's good.
Traveler, Paimon, there you are. Is everything all right? I left in such a hurry, I forgot to warn you about all the pollen in the air.
Dang. Not only do you sound different, but you're acting weird.
Emily? Ah, what a coincidence. Looks like
It was nothing, really.
Oopsie
We
daisy.
happened to run into each other shortly after my arrival, and I offered them a bit of help, that's all.
Yeah, no, she sounds so, like, unique compared to the other voice rangers in Genshin. Like, you know?
I'm more curious as to why you thought the Traveler and Paimon were in danger. Allergies are highly unpredictable. If you were concerned the pollen might trigger a reaction, that must mean something similar has happened in the past.
Oh, wait, yeah. I remember that.
remember the first time we met? You fainted after inhaling Spirit Borneal.
Yo, I remember that. Dang, so that was an allergic reaction?
Borneal didn't affect Paimon at all, and now she's the one suffering. It makes no sense.
It's not really something you can make sense out of, Paimon. There are all kinds of allergies out there, caused by a variety of different factors. Some people are even allergic to almonds. It's not something you can generalize.
Dang, I'm learning a lot from this.
Exactly. I even encountered a case in Fontaine where someone had an allergic reaction to soba noodles their family brought back from Inazuma.
Dang, so, like, you're from Fontaine. Yo, Fontaine is so cool. I'm waiting for Natlan. Actually, no, I'm not.
Whoa. Good thing Paimon isn't allergic to anything delicious.
Yeah, are you a doctor?
In a manner of speaking, although you could say the patients I deal with are rather unusual.
I thought you were supposed to be, a perfumist.
In addition to medicine, Emily is also very knowledgeable about botany. She's taught me a lot about the native flora around Fontaine.
And
Dang.
that's where my expertise ends, I'm afraid.
A flower expert?
Okay.
Oh, Paimon's got it! You must be the expert Kainari mentioned, the one in charge of the exhibition!
Yep, probably.
Wrong again, I'm afraid.
What? Who the heck is the expert then?
Well, I did come for the exhibition, but only to inquire about the Auguste variety. I'm not involved in any official capacity.
What does a goose mean?
Oh, Paimon was sure she got it right this time.
It's a kind of flower that was once popular in Fontaine. The perfume made from it also bears the same name, Auguste.
Oh. So we're making perfume?
Auguste, huh? That's not a name you hear often nowadays.
In an ancient language, the word is said to mean sacred or noble. It's some... Ah, that reminds
Oopsie
me.
daisy.
Are you familiar with a historical event in Fontaine known as Perfume Mania?
No.
Perfume Mania was an event that occurred in Fontaine nearly 20 years ago.
20 years ago? What? Yo, that's a while.
It all started when several merchants released their own lines of high-end, expensive perfumes, marketing them as must-have luxury products, the very symbol of elegance itself.
Dang.
No one anticipated the absolute frenzy this would create on the market, causing the price of perfumes to skyrocket.
Dang, perfume inflation.
The demand was twofold. What some saw as a status symbol, most saw as a money-making opportunity. You could take advantage of the soaring price by hoarding them and reselling at even higher margins.
Dang, Genshin inflation goes hard.
The value of these products became so inflated, regular bottles of perfume were even going for hundreds of thousands of mora. This resulted in countless disputes and scams.
Yo, Fontaine always has issues.
But at the end of the day, perfume is just perfume. The market value greatly exceeded the intrinsic worth of the product, creating an economic bubble that was never going to last.
Ah, that makes sense.
Luckily, the Palais Mermonia recognized the danger and intervened before the craze could truly spread. Many profiteers and scammers were thrown in jail as a result.
Oh, dang. It's like the Archon and Fontaine did stuff.
In the end, only a few wealthy families were affected when the bubble popped.
What does all this have to do with that Auguste you mentioned earlier?
Well, during the craze, the most popular perfume was none other than Auguste. The demand far exceeded the supply, to the point where it once sold for 10 million mora a bottle.
10 million more? How much is that? Probably like $100.
10 million? Then what about now?
After the mania ended, most perfumes returned to a normal price. Auguste was the only exception.
Dang.
Its namesake, the flower used to create it, went extinct. As a result, no new bottles of Auguste have been made, and the value of the perfume remains exceedingly high.
How does a flower go extinct?
Indeed, the Auguste flower was not a natural variety, you see. It was specially cultivated for use in perfume making.
Oh, that makes sense.
When the bubble popped, all the flower beds used for its cultivation were destroyed in a fire. The variety has never been seen since.
Okay, that makes sense.
But didn't you say you came to the exhibition to look for it?
Yeah, you did say that.
Ah, yes. I came to investigate a certain rumor that the Auguste flower has reappeared in Sumeru. It's causing quite the stir in the Fontaine perfume market.
That makes sense.
Traveler, we should help Emily look for it.
You know, it is just a rumor, but there's no way it's that easy
I
to
have
find.
to agree. Emily wrote me to ask if I could look into the rumor, but the forest rangers haven't received any reports of new plant species recently.
Even if I can locate the flower, I'm afraid you'll be disappointed, Paimon. I don't have any grand mora making endeavors planned.
Damn, Paimon.
Divine, noble, one of a kind. All beautiful sentiments, to be sure, but to me, they overshadow the very essence of the product. When it comes to perfume, I want people to forget the price and the prestige and focus on the beauty of the fragrance itself.
Wow, so noble.
Yeah, kinda is.
Of course, there's also a more practical reason. In recent years, low-grade counterfeit versions of Auguste have been popping up on the Fontaine perfume market.
Oh, scams, like knockoffs.
Every so often, someone will claim to have recreated the unique scent of Auguste, and the rumor mill will start comparing the counterfeits to my own work.
What? Dang, you're that popular?
Okay, that's more like the reason Paimon had in mind.
Ever since that rumor started, 3 new perfumes claiming to be made from the Auguste flower have appeared on the market. If I can dispel the fanaticism surrounding Auguste, even just by proving the rumor to be false, Fontaine's perfume market can finally start to get back to normal. Then I'll be free from all the stories and added meaning and just focus on making what I like.
That makes sense.
That makes sense.
No way, Paimon. Twinsies.
Oh, I would of course be grateful for your help, but I wouldn't want to trouble you.
Well, you said it yourself. We're both travelers from abroad, so it's only right that we help each other out.
Yep, that makes sense.
Ha! I suppose you're right. then you have my thanks.
Based on the information I have so far, it's unclear if the rumor is true.
Yeah.
Mr. Edgar also thinks it's too early to say. But you could always go talk to him. He was there all those years ago, after all. Maybe he'll know something.
Weren't you there all those years ago? Actually, I guess you weren't in Fontaine per se.
Huh, I was just about to pay him a visit at the hotel.
Oh, there's a hotel in Sumeru?
Edgar? Who's that?
Yeah, why is his name so mid?
The person you've been trying to guess this whole time. The flower expert in charge of the exhibition. He's also the most respected and experienced perfumer in the area.
He better be hot.
Back when he was still working in Fontaine, Auguste was his creation.
Damn.
I should also mention, he was my teacher, the one who taught me the basics of perfumery when I apprenticed in Sumeru.
Is perfumery a word? Probably.
So this guy was a famous perfumer in Fontaine, but then he came to Sumeru to teach people from Fontaine? It sounds confusing.
That makes sense.
It's a long story. If you're interested, we can talk more about it when we see him. He should be staying near the hotel.
Dang. Okay. Let's go. We are almost there. Oh, look at all the flowers. So, like,
look at all the flowers!
what? Yo, again? Twinsies.
Apparently, the exhibitor paid a large sum to rent out the hotel and surrounding buildings. They're being used as temporary storage facilities and lodging for exhibition personnel.
Yeah, what if guests come early? They won't have anywhere to stay. Also, renting out this big of a hotel, how are they gonna make that Mora back?
Yeah. Oh, is that him? That better not be him. He better be the buff one.
It's been so long, I almost didn't recognize you, Edgar.
Well, you and your brother haven't changed a bit.
Really? It's an old man. Like, I knew it'd be an old man, but it could have been like a hot old man. But it's a recycled model, really?
Oh, yeah, look, all this catching up is nice and all, but let's get down to business. We need to talk about Kyria. Is he?
Hold on, we have guests.
Oh, dang.
It's nice to see you again, Master.
Emily? Is that you? Oh, it's been years. Look at you. You're all grown up. I've heard you've become quite the famous perfumer in Fontaine. It would seem the student has surpassed the master.
Oh, well, it's all thanks to your mentorship.
Ah, hardly. I taught you the basics. Hearing you call me master, well, I'm not sure I'm deserving of that title. I've taught many students here in Sumeru over the years, but I've yet to see one turn out quite as accomplished as you. You're the only one who can take credit for that success.
Damn.
And who are these two? I don't recall you mentioning them in your letter.
Ah, they're my new friends, the Traveler and Paimon.
Dang. Yo, low-key, like, Traveler looks so plain. Like, standing next to Emil. Like, look, bro. Like, actually so plain, bro.
Emily's friends. Well then, the pleasure is all mine.
Yippee.
And these two gentlemen? Are they friends of yours, Master?
Of course. We're perfume merchants from Fontaine. I'm Oud, and this here is my younger brother, Blaze. Edgar and the two of us are old friends. Isn't that right, gentlemen?
Why is your younger bugger big and ripped?
Yes.
Merchant brothers?
Yeah, that's kind of weird.
You must be here to look for the August flower then.
Well, what respectable perfume merchant hasn't heard of Auguste? Anyone in the business would be interested in the rumors.
Not really.
I'm guessing you're here for the same reason, Emily. We were just about to get into it, so you three might as well join in. I commissioned a few eremites to do some scouting for me. They searched all over Sumeru, but there were no sightings of the August flower. That being said, there are people in Port Ormos who claim to have smelled a unique fragrance on the streets. Definitely flora, but still distinct. Some of them were merchants who lived in Fontaine 20 years ago. According to them, the fragrance smelled exactly like the August they remember from back then. A one-of-a-kind, divine, and noble scent.
What does a noble smell like?
Maybe someone around here just happens to have a bottle of August from back then.
No, I don't think so. I doubt that's the case. Even if someone had a bottle that was never opened, the fragrance of the perfume would have changed over time. Very few perfumes can go decades without a change in scent.
Really?
Auguste is even more prone to that kind of shift. Only a few bottles still exist in Fontaine, and their scent would have completely degraded by now.
Oh. Dang.
Although, could there be a flower out there with a similar fragrance? Or in accord with the same base notes?
Impossible! If a goose were that easy to replicate, it would never have sold for such a high price all those years ago. The Auguste flower is back. It has to be.
Yeah, it probably is a fake.
Technically speaking, the scent wouldn't be impossible to imitate.
Well, let's table that question for now. Edgar, did any of those people mention where the scent was coming from?
No. By the time they realized they had smelled something, the scent was already gone. If I hadn't asked about it, they probably wouldn't have given the experience a second thought. Compared to things we see and hear, smells can be much easier to overlook.
Yeah, I lost my sense of smell, so...
It almost sounds like someone wearing the Auguste fragrance passed them on the street.
That would make sense. That would make sense. But who would have the Auguste fragrance? It's probably someone of nobility. Do they have nobility in Genshin? Probably.
Wait, are you saying...
Are you thinking what I'm thinking?
Just thinking out loud. Don't pay me any mind.
We don't have much to go off of right now, but we can't rule out that possibility. I'll send some more people to investigate. You all traveled so far to be here. Why don't you rest in the hotel for a bit? Oud, Blaze, this is the key to your room.
Ooh, you've got the keys to the rooms? Do we get free lodging too?
Yeah, do we?
My apologies. All the rooms in the hotel are accounted for, I'm afraid. Most are being used for storage ahead of the exhibition, you see.
Dang!
I managed to tidy up one of the rooms for these two at the last minute. But by the time Emily wrote to me, there was no more space left for her to stay.
Oh, and we just showed up out of the blue. Guess that means there's definitely no space for us.
Yeah, there isn't. Dang, they really will give us no freebies.
I should have been more considerate. Here I am with an entire hotel at my disposal and no place to offer you to stay, even after you made the trip all the way to Sumeru.
Yeah, like, do you know how hard it is to get to Sumeru?
Don't worry, Master. I can sleep on the boat tonight. Or I could even camp in the wild. It would give me the opportunity to collect some plant specimens while I'm here in Sumeru.
That makes sense.
Even better.
Yeah, I know all about Sumeru. I'm just kidding. I have the lowest reputation in Sumeru.
Although, would it be possible for me to leave some of my luggage here? It would be rather cumbersome to take it camping. It shouldn't take up too much space.
Yeah.
Well, about that.
Nah, I'm not imagining anything. Something is weird. Something's going on. They're all so suspicious.
Of course, no trouble at all. My brother and I will keep an eye on them for you, as long as you don't mind, mademoiselle.
He sounds familiar.
All right then. Ood, why don't you take Emily inside and find a suitable place for her luggage?
See, I totally forgot that the mouths don't properly match what they say.
I'll prepare some refreshments and join you in a bit.
Yippee.
Whoa, the smell of flowers is so strong. Didn't Edgar say he tidied up around here? There's still so many flowers.
Yeah, I can hear it in your voice.
Paimon took a peek through the window earlier and his house was packed with flowers. Looks like this exhibition is gonna be huge.
Yep.
No, that's a florist thing.
Oh.
We work closely with the essential oils of various plants. But to maintain a sharp sense of smell, most perfumers prefer to keep their homes free of strong odors.
That makes sense.
Oh, guess there's just too much to store for the exhibition then.
What's behind that door?
Oh, this room seems to be a connected suite, and my brother will be staying on the other side of the suite.
Ah.
Blaze, while you're out, why don't you bring our luggage over as well?
What?
Dun, 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 dun.
Alright. Why is he humming to himself? Is he gonna make more noises?
Blaze!
Yes, of course.
There's something fishy about Blaze.
All right then, where can we find your luggage, mademoiselle? Blaze will go fetch it for you.
It's still at the port. In addition to some daily necessities, there's also a case of amber wine that I brought back from Fontaine.
Dang.
Could I trouble you to bring that back as well? It would be the perfect way to repay you for your hospitality.
How generous. I should thank you on my brother's behalf. You've...
Is that so?
Dang. I wasn't even paying attention to what he said. Wait, does she have a tattoo or is that a part of her outfit? Amber wine? Now that's a Fontaine specialist he I've never heard of before. Yeah, low key. I didn't even think they drank wine in Fontaine. I thought they drank water and Fanta.
Mr. Ood, Mr. Blaze, thanks for...
For?
What are you doing?
What the heck? He's getting jumped.
That's Master's voice.
Hurry up, go outside! We gotta go save him. They jumped him, bro. They jumped him.
Master!
Hey, Edgar. Are you all right? Can you hear me?
Who did this?
Yeah, who did do this?
Kyria. August.
Oh, is he gonna die? Nah, Genshin doesn't kill people. Unless they're blonde.
Hey, Edgar? Edgar!
Or Tepe.
No, don't shake him. He's injured. Just leave him to me. You two can...
We'll investigate the
thank you.
scene. Finally, some gameplay. Now we gotta check this bottle.
That strange smell around here. Is it coming from this bottle?
Yep. Only a small amount of liquid is left inside the bottle and streaks of residue can be seen on both the mouth and the side of the vessel. It seems like someone forcibly poured out whatever was inside this bottle. I have a feeling.
Really?
What's behind this tree? Ooh, flower beds.
Do you think whoever did this was hiding in the flowers before they attacked Edgar?
That makes sense. There are no footprints in the flower bed and it doesn't look like any of the branches or leaves have been disturbed. Maybe if the culprit was your size, Paimon. True, yeah. But then again, you could fly. Okay, let's talk to Ood.
I checked. It doesn't look like anyone passed through here.
Then they were already here.
Oh, but that's impossible. It's not like that kid can just grow some wings and fly away.
That kid?
The culprit, I mean. It's not like the culprit could have just disappeared into thin air.
Yeah, they know something. They definitely know something. Anyways.
Well, we looked all over, but the only clue we found was that bottle.
Dang. That bottle? You got one bottle of unknown liquid, and that's it. Oh wait, that is a... No, it isn't. It's a part of her outfit.
The most important thing we can do now is focus our efforts on treating Master. Can you help me move him inside?
See, I think I prefer Emile's original design compared to her new one.
So, how's he doing?
When I administered emergency treatment, I discovered a residue in his nose and mouth. Master was most likely forced to ingest a certain liquid.
Poison or perfume. They're basically the same thing, except one smells nice.
He's still unconscious, and inducing vomiting could obstruct his airways. We'll have to look into other clues for now.
Yep, just gotta hand her the bottle.
Ah, yes. The scent is the same, but the chemical composition is still unclear. We'll have to do further tests to determine if it's the same liquid, and how toxic it is to the human body.
Oh, that makes sense.
But first, I do believe there are two people who could shed some light on the situation.
Yeah, they know something, and it's so obvious they know something.
Mr. Sylvain, Mr. Lucien.
Is that really their
Oh,
name?
wait, you know...
Hey! Were you talking to us, mademoiselle? I'm afraid we'd never heard of those names before.
Yo, they're so obvious. Like, actually, like, they're so dumb, too.
Before arriving in Sumeru, I asked a friend from the Special Patrol to look into the creators of Auguste. There were 4 people in total. The perfumer, Edgar, the one thrust into the limelight, and 3 others. A researcher from Sumeru responsible for cultivating the Auguste flower, and 2 merchant brothers responsible for promoting the product on the market.
Oh, they're the Merchant Brothers that promoted the product on the market. Dang,
The
so
2
many...
brothers capitalized on the mythos surrounding Auguste. Their actions lured in numerous speculators and profiteers, inflating the price of Auguste even further.
Dang, so they're the reason why inflation exists in Genshin.
In the end, they were sent to the Fortress of Meripede for falsifying their accounts and destabilizing the market. If you do the math, they should be out of prison by now.
Yeah, they probably should. But then again, why would you leave the fortress of Meripede? It's actually, like, fire.
And what does that have to do with us? There are countless merchant families in Fontaine. You gonna accuse them of being criminals too?
Oh, you can hear his accent a little.
Every time your brother called you Blaze, it took you several seconds to respond. But when I called you Lucien just now, the name registered immediately.
Yeah, because Lucien's a cooler name.
Oh, Miss Emily, out of respect for your position as a famous perfumer in Fontaine, I'm inclined to believe that was simply a poor attempt at humor. You have a bright future ahead of you. You wouldn't want to develop a reputation as someone who throws around false accusations, especially among merchant circles.
You claim to be regular perfume merchants, and yet, when I brought up amber wine, you took it to be alcohol.
Well, it has wine in it. Why wouldn't it be alcohol? I'm just saying.
What?
Amber wine is a perfume I created several years ago. It wasn't particularly renowned, but I'm certain any respectable perfume merchant in Fontaine would know of it.
Dang.
Unless, until recently, they were living somewhere completely cut off from the perfume world. Somewhere like the Fortress of Meripede, perhaps?
Oh, that makes sense. Wait, does the Fortress of Meripede not have perfume? So do they all smell really bad?
Emily, you little...
Yeah, she is little compared to you and your big muscles. Dang, whipped it out so fast.
Don't misunderstand, Mr. Sylvain. I don't bring this up to criticize you. No matter what happened all those years ago, the court has already passed its judgment.
Yep.
But Master's life is in danger. We need to learn whatever we can about the person who has done this.
Yeah, we do need to learn about that kid.
If Master's attack had something to do with Auguste, I would imagine the two of you might also be in danger.
Yeah, that makes sense. See, Emily is so smart.
So I'd like to trouble you for some information, if I may. Tell me about Kyria.
Yeah, who is Kyria?
Fine.
Sylvain!
Lucian, if this will help us find Kyria, then it will be all worth it. Besides, we've already told most of the stuff to the Maison Orderly anyway. You were right, Miss Emily. There were 4 of us at the beginning. Myself, Lucian, Edgar, and a researcher from Sumeru in charge of flower cultivation, Vijava.
Oh.
Sometime down the road, the Marechaussee Phantom came knocking, saddled us with a list of accusations, and started looking into our books. Oh, they did their meddling, and my brother Edgar and I were forced to serve time in the fortress as a result.
Okay.
Sounds like he's still upset about that. Wait, then how did Edgar end up in Sumeru?
Master was convicted as an accomplice, so he only had to serve a few years. He decided to move to Sumeru so that he could put those events behind him.
Oh, that makes sense.
Still, Master was depressed for a long time after that. He stopped making new perfumes and focused on introducing students to the craft instead.
Oh, that makes sense.
That's how I met him. My parents had to relocate to Sumeru for work when I was a child, so I had the chance to study under him for a little while.
First Genshin character to have parents.
But we can talk about that some other time. I want to hear more about this researcher, Vijava.
Like us, Vijava was also staring down an investigation from the Marechaussee Phantom. But before the Phantom showed up at her door, she set all the flower beds on fire, along with much of the mora we managed to earn. All the Auguste flowers, everything we worked to create, was reduced to nothing but a pile of ash.
See, he sounds so familiar, I just don't know where.
But destroying all that evidence, wouldn't that make things worse for her?
It didn't matter at that point, because she died in the fire as well.
Oh.
What?
Sounds like you did an investigation of your own. Why even ask us if you knew all of this already?
Yeah, Kyria's name hasn't come up.
The name wasn't mentioned in any of the files I reviewed either. But you two seem quite familiar with him.
Kyria was Vijava's younger brother.
Oh, that makes sense.
He was just a clueless kid back then. Somewhere in his teens, I think. He helped his sister with her work sometimes, but that was pretty much it. He didn't have any idea what we were doing.
Dang, no clue whatsoever.
Vijava kept him close most of the time. The 3 of us were probably the only ones who even knew she had a brother.
Dang, really? That's crazy.
After our operation was compromised, he disappeared. There were no signs of him until recently, when people started saying the Auguste flower had reappeared in Sumeru.
Oh, that makes sense. So is he not a kid anymore? I guess he's a kid in your eyes.
So, you think Kyria took something with him back then? Something that allowed him to reproduce the Auguste flower?
Yeah, something that allowed him to recreate it.
Vijava doted on the kid like you wouldn't believe. She even told us to give her cut to her brother if anything happened to her.
Dang.
If she left something behind before she died, believe me.
And judging by the liquid in that bottle, the Auguste flower wasn't the only thing he reproduced. He managed to replicate the perfume itself.
Dang.
So the liquid Edgar was forced to ingest really was Auguste. Wait, does that mean Auguste is poison?
Oh yeah, is it goose poison? Actually, no, all perfumes are poison if you drink them. Probably. Can somebody test that?
Poison? No, no. Of course not. No perfume is meant to be ingested. Even small amounts can be dangerous.
Okay.
If a goose could be considered a poison, we wouldn't have even sold half a bottle back then. Edgar fell unconscious because Kyria forced him to drink perfume. It just happened to be a goose.
Dang. Strange. Sylvain seems nervous all of a sudden. Why did Kyria attack Edgar?
He probably thought we had something to do with his sister's death. But to tell you the truth, I have no idea why she did all that.
Dang, me neither.
We're not looking for Kyria because we have it out for him. We just wanted to see how he was doing. And, if possible, work together to bring back a ghost.
Oh, that makes sense.
We only went to prison for a bit of fraud and market manipulation. It had nothing to do with the product itself. As long as we keep things honest this time around, bringing the product back to market would almost be like honoring his sister's memory.
So that's why you never mentioned Kyria during your interrogation?
Yes, exactly. We were just looking out for the kid.
Anyway, that's all we know. If you're looking for information on what's in a goose, or what to do if you ingest it, there are only two people to ask. Edgar or Kyria himself.
Well, at least we're able to say for certain that the substance Edgar ingested was in fact a goose. That gives us a direction for further testing. Well then, I'd say that was a very enlightening discussion.
Well, glad to hear it. Lucian, let's head back to the room and rest a bit. With everything that's happened, there are things that need reconsidering.
Yes, of course.
Yo, honestly, Emil's voice is actually so satisfying to listen to.
Oh, you
They're
think
still
so
hiding
too?
something.
That does seem to be the case. Pity we don't have more evidence. But based on Sylvain's tone of voice just now, I suspect further questioning will only result in more made-up answers.
Yeah.
The way you exposed them like that, just based on a hunch, that was genius!
Yeah, are you really just a perfumer who looks after people in their spare time?
Oh, right! Earlier you said you were only sort of a doctor, and that your patients were unusual.
Oh yes, that's because most of the patients I encounter are already dead.
What?
So you're a forensic doctor?
Close. I'm actually a forensic cleaner. Once the forensic team and the Marochisei Phantom are done collecting evidence from the scene, I'm in charge of clearing away the final traces my patients leave on the world.
Oh, and that's why you're a perfumist too, because they smell bad.
In fact, with just a small alteration to the formula, the same tincture used as the base of perfume can also be made into a cleaning agent.
Oh, that's cool.
Basically, there are two sides to forensics. Those who collect evidence to expose the truth, and those who clean up the smells, bloodstains, and other substances left behind at the scene. I've learned a lot in my line of work, and I've witnessed a lot of death. But this time, we may still save the patient. Actually, Traveler, could I trouble you to report back to Tainari and the officers at Port Ormos? We should update them on the situation.
Will do.
I'll stay here and continue to look after Master. Now that we have a sample of Auguste, I'm hoping further analysis won't be too difficult.
Yep. Yeah, something did happen.
What? Edgar was attacked? He's the most famous perfumer in the region. Someone who's helped countless people around Port Ormos. How could this happen?
Sheriff, have you received any reports of a suspicious individual fleeing through the bazaar?
No, but we've got eyes all over the area. I'm sure someone's seen Kyria. I'll start gathering my forces. We won't let him get away.
I wonder what Kiria looks like.
What about you, Tainari? Do you have a plan?
I'm sure the sheriff can handle things over at the scene, and I doubt Emily needs my help looking after Mr. Edgar.
But she said she's not a real doctor.
Then she was far too modest. She may not be a doctor by trade, but she has a deeper understanding of human anatomy and pharmacology than most scholars from the Amurta Darshan.
Dang.
Not to mention the fact that Mr. Edgar's condition is related to perfume. Emily is certainly in the best position to help him.
Yeah, that does make sense.
As for me, I'll head to the academia and see what I can learn about Vijava and Kiria.
Okay.
Oh, that's right. Vijava was supposed to be a scholar from Sumeru.
From Emily's letter, certainly, but that was the first time I'd heard of it. The academia produces a lot of scholars, and there are plenty of graduates who choose to pursue a career outside their darshan. I didn't have time to look into it earlier, but now it seems like Vijava's past could be critical to getting to the bottom of what happened to Mr. Edgar. I have friends in Sumeru City that can help me investigate. With any luck, we'll have news to share by tomorrow. I'll leave you and Emily to watch over things here in Port Ormos.
Okie dokie. That was pretty easy. Now we just gotta travel over here. There we go. The scenery here is rather lovely. If only someone was around to take a picture for me. What are you doing? Oh, are you the traveler? Great, I was just looking for someone to help me out. My husband and I were stuck in Imizuma for such a long time due to the Sakoku degree. But those days are over. We were finally able to travel to Sumeru. At the very thought of being trapped in one place for so long, I told my husband that we should visit various places here in Sumeru to relax a little. But he claimed that he was far too busy cleaning his work backlog. He would not go out to the door for the world. So, there we go, and that's why I'm here all by my lonesome. And wouldn't you know it, no one was available to help me take some photographs. I wanted to take some photos for my husband to see as well. But since you're here, traveler, may I ask you to help me take some photos? Yeah, sure. Alright then, I'm counting on you, traveler. How will this angle do? Should I be a bit more centered? I don't know. Okay, I'm ready now. There you go. That was easy peasy. Have you finished taking pictures? Let me have a look at them. Ah, wonderful. My beauty is indeed as radiant as ever. Ha 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 ha. Dang. Wait, what did she hand me? Ooh, that's pretty cool.